All right, let's talk about a huge challenge for pretty much any small or medium-sized business out there. How do you stop just guessing and start actually growing based on facts? We're going to lay out a really clear, practical guide to transform your business. And we're going to do it using an asset you probably already have, but might be overlooking, your data. So let's get into it.
So let's just be honest for a second. How many of your decisions every day are based on solid evidence versus how many are based on that gut feeling? You know, that machismo, as some people call it. Now look, instinct is valuable for sure, but relying only on your gut in today's market, that's kind of like trying to get through a maze with the blindfold on. We're here to show you how to take it off.
And really, this isn't just some nice to have anymore. It's becoming an absolute imperative. The whole idea of being data-driven isn't just for the giant corporations with massive budgets. No way. It's a fundamental shift in how business is done. And for SMEs, it's basically the price of admission to even stay in the game. And if you need proof, just follow the money. I mean, look at this. The market for just managing data is on track to more than double in just a few years, blowing past $150 billion. That's not just a niche trend. That's an economic earthquake. That kind of money only flows when the value is absolutely undeniable.
So this leaves every single business at a crossroads. You've got two choices. You can stick with the old way, running on intuition, guesswork, which, let's face it, is incredibly risky. Or you can jump into the new way, where your big moves are backed up by cold, hard evidence from your own data. It's the difference between hoping you're on the right path and knowing it. Okay, but you can't just dive in head first. Starting this journey without a map is, well, it's a recipe for getting totally lost and wasting a lot of time and money. You need a guiding framework. You need clear rules of the road. So let's unpack what that map actually looks like. Now, the official term for this map is data governance. I know it sounds super corporate and maybe a little boring, right? But it's not. Just think of it like this. It's the rules of the road for all your company's data. It's the system you create to make sure everything is handled the right way, that it's secure, that it's private, that it's accurate, and most importantly, that you can actually use it. And here's the best part. You do not have to invent these rules yourself. There's a globally recognized playbook, basically. It's called the DAMD book. Don't worry about the name. Just think of it as a collection of best practices that have been proven to work all over the world. It's a solid foundation you can start building on right away. So when you crack open that playbook, what's inside? Well, it covers a lot, but for a business like yours, it really comes down to a few core ideas. See that centerpiece? Data governance. That's the heart of it all. It's the conductor of the orchestra. It makes sure everything else works together, like data quality, because you can't make good decisions with that info, and data security, architecture, and this thing called metadata, which is really just data about your data. Okay, so you've got the map, you've got the rules of the road. Now what about the car? Let's get into the fun stuff, the actual tech you need to build your data engine. And we're going to focus specifically on what's practical, what's affordable, and what works for a small to medium-sized business. And here is the single most important piece of advice I can give you. Forget about big data. Seriously, you don't need the massive, super complex, crazy expensive stuff you hear about. For SMEs, the real solution is something we call a small data architecture. It's lean, it's efficient, and it's built just for your scale. So what's in this small data toolkit? It's probably simpler than you think. First, you need a good database, something like Postgres. Think of it as a super organized digital filing cabinet for your company. Next, you need a way to get data into that cabinet. That's called ETL, and you can use really low-cost tools for that, like AWS Lambda. Then you need a place to store it all, like Amazon S3, which is basically a bottomless hard drive in the cloud that's super cheap. And finally, you need tools to see what the data is telling you. BI tools like Looker Studio or Power BI. These turn your data into charts and dashboards that actually make sense. The best part? It's all flexible, and you mostly just pay for what you use. But here's the thing. A great map and a fast car are totally useless without a skilled driver and a crew that actually wants to go on the trip. The technology, that's only half the battle. The other half,
The harder half is all about the people, finding the right person to lead the charge and getting your entire team excited to come along.
In a smaller company, you're usually looking for that one person to really get this all started, a solo data champion. And this person needs a really unique mix of skills. The hard skills, that's the what. They need to know their way around things like SQL, BI tools, the cloud. But the soft skills, that's the how. And frankly, it's what really matters. Can they communicate a vision? Can they solve real business problems, not just tech problems? Are they curious? That blend is what turns a technician into a real game changer.
Because that champion, they are absolutely going to run into resistance. It's human nature. But here's the key insight. Resistance isn't really about the change itself. It's almost always a reaction to how you introduce that change. If you handle it thoughtfully, you can turn your biggest skeptics into your biggest supporters.
And here's the playbook for that. It's not magic, it's a strategy. First, you have to communicate the why. Not just what you're doing, but why it matters and how it helps everyone. Second, you've got to involve the team. Give them a seat at the table, a sense of ownership. Third, provide the training and support they need so they feel confident, not scared. And finally, number 4, and this one is non-negotiable, you must have clear, visible buy-in from the very top. Okay, so we've covered the why, the what, and the how. Let's pull this all together into a super simple, actionable plan that you can literally start thinking about on Monday. No more excuses. This is it, your roadmap. Step 1, define one clear goal. Don't try to solve everything at once. What's the one business problem you want to tackle first? Step 2, start small. Pick a single, high-impact project that can get you a quick, visible win. Step 3, choose your tools. Use those accessible, affordable options we talked about. Step 4, from day 1, obsess about data quality. Just remember the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. It's true. And step 5, when you get that win, celebrate it. Show everyone the value. Build that momentum so people get excited for what's next.
So really, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your business data is already talking. It's telling a story about your customers, your operations, and your biggest untapped opportunities. The only question left is, are you ready to finally listen? Thanks for joining us.